this is Bruce with Hunsaker Home Hacks. Please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for future notifications. Share me with a friend and on social media. Today we are looking at SwitchBot. That's right, we were sent SwitchBot to take a look at it, and we're going to look at all this stuff here. This is a SwitchBot Hub. This is a SwitchBot itself. This is another SwitchBot. And this is a SwitchBot Thermometer. That's right. SwitchBot, this little guy here, works all by itself with the application. You don't need anything more than a SwitchBot and a Bluetooth connection to control SwitchBot with your application. But if you want to expand your horizons, you need a SwitchBot Hub. This is the SwitchBot Mini Hub right here. So this allows out-of-home connections to this. And it also allows out-of-home connections to this. This is a thermometer. So now you can take all these wonderful things and put them all together and control your home. Like a mad scientist. With your own little robots all over the place. So, what are we going to do? We're going to open these boxes. We're going to see what's inside. We're going to check these puppies out. Okay, people. Now it's time for another edition of What's in the Boxes? What's in the Boxes? That's right, we have multiple boxes this time. From SwitchBot Mini Hub, Thermo and Hydrometer, SwitchBot, and SwitchBot. So let's take a look at these puppies. Let's start out with the hub. Cue the music, Phil. This is an all-in-one infrared controlled for smart home. Remote control for smart home. It connects to any appliance and SwitchBot device to the internet so that it's easy to control them with your smartphone on the go. First thing we have is a USB micro 3M tape, and the hub itself. So we have our SwitchBot Mini Hub Quick Start Guide, a piece of 3M tape, and USB port. Now here's the hub itself. It has a little place that you can mount it with a screw into the wall so you can hang it appropriately. You can see where the USB port goes in. It's got a button on the top. So there we go. Kind of a matte finish. Not real shiny, except for the SwitchBot logo. So here we go. There's the hub. Now let's take a look at the thermometer. Comes with two AA batteries, a magnetic mounting plate with 3M tape on the back, the instruction manual, and the thermometer itself. Let's see, on the top we have like a little sensor right here, a reset button on the back it looks like, some shiny stuff displaying what the display looks like. There we go. And there's the thermometer. I think I'd learned by now. So we have our SwitchBot. We have a pull. Goes onto the SwitchBot. And we have two of them. So the SwitchBot can pull back on a switch. That must be for a rocker switch. We have a SwitchBot startup guide, piece of 3M tape, and the SwitchBot itself, which already has a piece of 3M tape on the bottom. This little arm comes out and turns your push buttons on. But that's not it. It also comes in black. So again, it has 2 push buttons right there. Push and pull. 3M tape on the back. A user manual. And it's in black. Look at that. And a little arm comes out, which turns on your switches. So what do we get in the boxes? We got the hub. We have the thermometer and 2 SwitchBots right here. Each SwitchBot comes with 2 little tabs with these little hooks. So for rocker switches, it can turn them on, and then when it closes, turn them off. So standard push button and rocker switches can be controlled by SwitchBot. Okay, so we're going to go through and we're going to install the SwitchBot Hub, Thermometer, and SwitchBot into the SwitchBot app. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the SwitchBot app, and then we're going to hit install. And we're going to select the Hub-Mini, Hub-Mini. And what it wants is a long press on top for 3 seconds until the indicator light starts flashing. So here we go. We're going to go long press, 1, 2, 3, and now we have a flashing indicator light. So then we're going to hit next. Alright, and then we're going to go in here and we're going to name our hub, Hub. And then we're going to find our Wi-Fi name, which is going to be, and we'll enter our password. So now the SwitchBot Hub is going to connect to our Wi-Fi network. And we have a couple little flashes going on the hub itself right now as it tries to connect to our router, connecting to the internet. Internet connected. So now we have our SwitchBot Hub installed into the app. We already have 3 SwitchBots installed into the app as I was playing with it earlier. Now we're going to do the thermometer. The thermometer, again, it's pretty simple. We already have it on and ready right here. You can see that there. So let's go in here and install the thermometer. Oh, see, look, heater. Now we're going to do holding back until the Bluetooth icon appears on the screen. On the screen you can see a little flashing Bluetooth icon. Bingo! Actually what it says on the screen. Bingo! Okay. And then we're going to do this. We're going to put this in here. And we're going to call it, because the office is where we want a meter because the air conditioning sucks in this room. We're going to say 1 and done. And there we go. Now we have office added. And it's showing on the meter itself in Fahrenheit. In the application it says Celsius. And it doesn't look like it's changeable in the application. But it's loading up all the history since I've turned the meter on. And that's freaking cool. So now you can see the different history that's happened with the thermometer since it's been its conception into the office. I turned it on a few days ago without putting it into the app. Alright, so now let's install this SwitchBot right here, because this is so easy to install these, it's ridiculous. I mean, how easy it is. So we're going to take the SwitchBot out. We're going to take all these little guys out here. We're going to take this guy off the bottom. These are the little pullbacks that you use on light switches, and I'll show you those after this. Nice little piece of tape on here to protect it. We're going to pull the battery out. So here we go. This one is ready to install. And we're going to back out of the meter history. And if you notice, this SwitchBot has already installed into the application. It's right here. It's already installed. And we're going to go over here. Let's get a look at what this guy can do. Alright, so here's our little SwitchBot friend. We're going to put him in here. You can see he's already installed. He's freaking cute. Look at that. Let's see if we can get it. Do it again. No, but on. There we go. So cool. The hub gives you an out-of-home connection along with being able to control different devices like TVs. And we'll do a TV set. We have installed two of these, one in the closet and one in the garage. They're both hard to reach spaces, or spaces that people keep forgetting to turn off. Now, with these guys, and those are pullbacks, so what it's going to do is it's going to turn it on, and then it pulls it back with one of these little tabs. You put this onto your switch, and as you can see, it's got a little piece of microfiber on here, and that allows the SwitchBot to pull it back. In the application, as you can see here, it should be somewhere right around here. You can see that we have the office thermometer right here in the corner, and then you can see the SwitchBot Hub, which is also an IR blaster, which is very cool. You can go into and see the closet bot. The closet bot and the garage bot are currently in the off position, but you do this by going into a SwitchBot. We'll choose this guy, and you can go into password mode, and then once you're in password mode, you can check. You see he's on press mode right now, but we can switch him over to switch mode and say OK. And this guy is now in switch mode. In switch mode, you're going to notice that he sticks out kind of a little bit. See it? Let me see if I can get better. In switch mode, he sticks out a little bit. That enables you to take this guy right here and slide it into this little mode here. And that's what you end up getting in switch mode. So what happens is, in the off position, it pulls it back up. In the on position, he comes down and he touches the switch. So that spot 63 is now in the on position. So we're going to hit and do it in the off position. And that's what he does. He pulls it back. In the on position, he comes down and turns on the switch. SwitchBot does give you different 3M double-sided tape. So if you want to move a SwitchBot, you can pull it off of where it is, clean the tape up, and then put a new 3M tape on them and go about the same process as you did before. So it is not a 100% permanent solution like putting in a Wi-Fi switch where you have to go through and do all the wiring and things like that. This guy is a simple solution for sometimes a difficult problem. As I said, my garage bot, the one I put in there, I call him Garage Bot. It's a hard to reach switch. I have a toolbox in front of it and everything. My garage isn't as big as I would like it to be, but at the same time, SwitchBot has now made it easy that I can turn the light on before I walk into the garage with my voice services, which we're going to go over soon too. Alright, so that's the installation process of the hub, the thermometer, and the SwitchBot. And SwitchBot, as soon as you turn it on through the hub, SwitchBot is ready to go. Okay, so now we're going to set up voice services. How we do that? We're going to go in here and hit Cloud Services. We're going to go in and do Amazon. We're going to turn it on. Tap Enable. And we're going to sign in. Alright, we're going in to the Amazon product to enable the skill SwitchBot. So it can talk to the Amazon Echo product. And right now we have SwitchBot Smart Account has been successfully linked. So what to do next? Close the window, discover smart home devices you can control with Alexa. Alright, so there we go. So now it's enabled. So that means that this hub is going to talk to this bot through the Amazon Echo product. So we'll give them all unique names. It's very hard to work around a camera in a very small space. Alright. So there's that. And all these Pez dispensers. Funny thing about it, when people think you're into Batman, they buy you everything for gifts. And really and truly, I'm into two things. I love the costumes, and I love the cars. Alright. So there we go. Now, all things considering, if I installed them right, if I go into the off feature, he pulled the switch off. If I go on to the on feature, he turns the switch on. Such a simplistic little bot can do such a cool job. So, I'm going to turn the lights off, the studio light off. You can see how dark my little closet is. So we're going to turn it off. There we go. We're going to turn it on. And there he is. That's the SwitchBot doing his little job. He loves to push your buttons. So if you're not into wiring, this is a good little guy. Look at him, he just sticks right on. And he's good to go. Now, can you still use the switch? Yep. So if your wife is, it's like my wife, doesn't always use all the voice commands. But you can still use the switch, so it doesn't interfere with the use of the switch, but it will interfere with the application. So if your wife comes in and turns it off, and it's in the on position, and you hit off, he'll just pull back up, but he won't go anywhere. And then if you hit on, of course he turns on. Very cool, very cool. So we're going to move to the next one. Okay, so this is my garage switch, and it's a very hard to reach switch. It's behind the toolbox. So the perfect solution for this switch is going to be our little buddy here, SwitchBot. There he is. Isn't he cute? He's got a little dangly thing on him. So we're going to install this. I noticed that this is a very helpful for hard to reach switches, and you don't want to go through the process of, installing a whole Wi-Fi switch when you can do up to 30 of these little guys. 30 of these little guys in the SwitchBot app. It's a very cool and simplistic solution. Alright, there's our little guy. He is our garage, and we got him set right now in the off position on the app. We're going to change it to the on position. So he's on. So he is now in the on position, as you can see through the app. As I said, it's a difficult switch to turn on and off, but now with SwitchBot, we should be able to turn the switch off easily and on easily. So now I can turn with my voice services, I can turn it on before I even walk into the garage. Very cool. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to install the JVC television into SwitchBot, the SwitchBot Hub, because it's also an IR blaster. So let's go in here and there we go. We want to do add an appliance, a TV. And we're looking for JVC. There we go. So now, here we are, JVC. Point the remote to the hub and click Smart Learn below. Alright, so we're going to take the remote right here and we're going to point it at the hub and we're going to click Smart Learn. Alright. Try the buttons below to see if it gets correct response. So we hit the power button first. Power button turned it off. And it turns back on.
Here we go, 10 rounds of
now we're going to hit the mute button. Haha, mute works.
Super middleweight special attraction. Introducing you first
Volume.
on my left. He's finding out of the right corner wearing black trunks with red and gold trim. Finding out of Denver, Colorado by way of Ciudad Le...
Channel.
You name it.
Over 30 that work synergist.
Over, Buster's food is on sale.
All right.
Chicken medicine, and then I am
Back to mute. All right. So installation of the TV into the hub, not a problem. All right. So now you got to see SwitchBot in action, along with the thermometer and the Hub-Mini. That's right. Now let's first talk about the Hub-Mini. The Hub-Mini has multiple options. Not only can it make SwitchBot have an out-of-home connection, but it also is an IR blaster. And I set up my TV to see how it worked, and it works very well. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Having something that does multiple tasks such as this is awesome. And you can control up to 30 of these little SwitchBots throughout your home. That's cool too. SwitchBots themselves, these things are very useful. You can use it on any push button and rocker switch. With a rocker switch, of course, you would attach one of these little tabby guys here, and then he would be and adjust the switch so he doesn't a down and a pull. Easy. The other advantage, if you're an individual that's not into doing major wiring, or you live in a place where you can't major wire switches in or things of that nature, SwitchBot is the solution, because you can put them on there and then when you're done, you take them with you. So if you rent, this is a great solution to that issue if you want to get into home automation. The first time I installed one, I didn't use the hub. I just installed it, and the installation process is super easy. You turn SwitchBot on, the app recognizes the SwitchBot, you give it a unique name, and then boom, bada bing, you go about your business using SwitchBot. But once I connected it to the Hub-Mini, now I can control my business outside of my home with SwitchBot. That's awesome. And then the thermometer right here, the thermometer not only gives you the information that you need to change the environment within your home, but you can also talk to Alexa about them. That's cool too. You have the thermometer, which tells you exactly about the conditions of the room, its temperature, humidity, things of that nature. So if you have a dehumidifier and you want your house to be dehumidified, and you hit a particular percentage here, you can create a formula that will tell the thermometer, when at this percentage, use the IR blaster to hit this percentage. And the IR blaster will turn on the dehumidifier and cool. If it doesn't connect through that way, you go through Ifttt, and you can then use that to create a formula in order to change the conditions within your home. That's awesome. Lots of information comes from this guy. So like some of the products they're coming out with, like their curtain roller robot, you put it on the curtain rod, and then boom, bada bing, you can connect it to the SwitchBot Hub and then the SwitchBot App, and you can open and close your curtains with no major wiring and things of that nature. You're just going to be able to hang it up there, and it will use its little wheels to move it across the rod. Awesome. Just like this guy. Awesome. So if you're interested in SwitchBot, the Mini, and the thermometer, I put a link below where you can find it, along with all the specs and details. This is Bruce with Hunsaker Home Hacks. Please subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell for future notifications. Share me with a friend and on social media. And I will see you soon.
At your service.